Hello everyone, welcome back to the Cyber Guy. So today what we are going to do, we are going to continue our journey into that simple form right here. So we have the handler and we have the index as PHP. So what we are going to do today, we are going to try to keep this simple to go ahead and just put the input validation into from the HTML right here. You can actually do it into PHP, but it's kind of more complex. If you're curious, you can actually come here and say, PHP, search for PHP input validation, CW2 school. So you can actually come right here and see that, how you can just put a more complex input validation. It's very important when you're adding input validation, you use a server-side validation instead of a front-end language like JavaScript, because attackers can always turn off JavaScript to bypass your input validation. What is an input validation? An input validation is the validation that stop a user from entering malicious scripts or limit users on what they can add. See, as of now, we have kind of have an input validation right here for email. For example, if I were to type whatever, say that please include at in the email address. If I put at and say it's incomplete, because I have to put the name at whatever.com, the domain name is. So what we are going to do today, let's just make sure that for the name, because the name is so open now, anybody can just come here and try to just start entering script, you know what I mean, and malicious data. So what we can do from an HTML standpoint, from a PHP standpoint, you can actually come here and just do it on your own, because it's gonna take a longer time. I want to keep the video short. But from an HTML standpoint, you can just come to the code right here. What we are going to do, we are going to add something from the for the name field. So what we are going to do, we can actually add a card of validation. We are going to say, okay, what is the minimum that we need from the user? What is the minimum data? So what I can do right now, we can just go ahead and just add a placeholder. I can say, enter your full name, and then from that full name, what I can do, I can just make it required. So users, they have to enter a name. So now if I refresh and then refresh this right here, you see enter full name. You see that you can enter name, but just because you ask for name, people can just if I were to just try to enter a kind of script, outlet, something like that, so whatever. So if I were to just do that, you see it's accepted. So what you can do, you can just enter your full name. You can actually for more complex scenarios, you can actually put something called regular expression that you accept specific key. But what I can do in my in my case, if you were to just, if you're like a very beginner and you have to make sure that your form is secure, you can say enter your first name. Okay, enter your first name. Or in first name required, what we can do, we can give it any minimum length. We can say that okay, at least it should be 3, and the maximum it should be regardless what your name is, it shouldn't be more than 30 characters. And I save this right here, and we're gonna do the same for the message. We can just put something for the message as well. We can say this is required, and then you can put a placeholder, enter your message, and then from there, what we can do, we can just limit that maximum length to about 300 characters. That should be fine. So what we can do, because many times if an attacker has a way to add script, so many times I can refresh it. Many times attackers, they probably this script gonna be long. So if you limit them, for example, if they say enter your name, and I'm like I can just go here and say that alert script, Yeah, so you can just say, see, I can just copy this right here. If I were to just, trying to, if you were like in another way to just test, for XSS, you know what I mean? See, I cannot keep typing. The reason being is because this is a lot of characters, and then you already have, you have more data, so you cannot even finish your script. This is a way around here. So I can say that cyber guy. So as you can see, I can, if I were to keep typing, when I hit 30, I cannot type anymore. And then my email can be me at example.com. And if I were to submit, they say I need a message because it is a test. All right. Can hit submit. As you can see, this is the data that we have here. So this is like a kind of workaround, you know what I mean, to just limit, because as you're receiving data from users, you have to make sure that the data is sanitized. But this is like, if I were to go to prod, what I will do, I'll probably just read through this documentation to an input validation from a backend language perspective. Now, if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to add them into our comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. After this video, we are going to just keep diving into more cybersecurity videos, so I don't want you to miss out. Thank you.